Hello student, in this video lecture I'll explain you about the chemical formula of the compound. The symbolic representation of a molecule of a compound is called the chemical formula or molecular formula of that compound, right? So what is the molecular formula? Okay, here you can see in this page that HCl, HgCl, okay, Al, Br3, CO2, H2O, these are all known as chemical formula of a compound. Okay, so what is a compound actually? In a compound you will get, okay, in a compound you will get more than one types of atoms. Okay, now they are chemically combined in a fixed ratio, right? So the molecule of a compound consists of atoms in whole numbers such as 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay, of different elements in the fixed proportion. So the composition of the compound is always fixed, right? So for example, say the formula of water, okay, wherever we go it is H2 only, it will not change. Yeah, so which means that the molecular composition is always fixed. That means the number of atoms taking part to make a specific formula is always fixed. It is not going to change from time to time and time. Okay. Now, for examples of some chemical formula of compounds, here you can see is hydrogen chloride HCl, carbon dioxide CO2, mercurous chloride HgCl, ammonia NH3, aluminium bromide AlBr3, water H2O, magnesium chloride MgCl2, aluminium chloride AlCl3. So these are all examples of chemical formula. Okay, these are all examples of chemical formula of what? Of compounds, right? These are all compounds. Okay, I hope you don't have any problem in identifying a compound and the other molecules. See, compound, you will see it is made up of more than one types of atoms. For example, here you see hydrogen and chlorine. Here you can see mercury and chlorine. Here you can see aluminium, bromine. Here you can see hydrogen, oxygen. Okay, so a compound is always filled up with different types of elements. Okay, now after going through all this, what is the importance of formula? Yes, it represents the name of the compound. Yes, whenever you see suppose you have written the formula of H2O, what does it give? What information it gives you? Okay, just think. It gives you, first you will understand that what it is water. Okay, so it represents the name of the compound. It represents the molecule of the compound. You come to know about the formula of that compound, right? It gives the names of the atoms of all the elements present in the molecule. So you also come to know that in water, okay, it is containing hydrogen, oxygen, like this. What are the different kinds of atoms present in a compound, that also we come to know. It gives the number of atoms of each element present in a molecule, okay, which is most important. So the last point, which it is telling that it gives the number of atoms of each element present in a molecule. So by looking at the formula, you understand that how many number of atoms are taking part in making a formula of a compound. Okay, so these are all importance of the formula. Okay, now oxides and sulfides of divalent metal. Now what are oxides mean? Okay, dear student, what is oxides? Oxides mean which is having oxygen O2 minus. Okay, this is known as oxide. O2 minus is the valency or charge on oxygen. Okay, so the compound which is carrying this oxygen, okay, in the form of O2 minus, they are known as oxides. Okay, so in this point or in this topic we will study about the oxide now. Oxides and sulfides. Now what are sulfides? Sulfides have formula S2 minus. Okay, this is sulfide. and this is oxide. Okay, now we will go through the formula of sulfides and oxides of few metal. Now divalent metal, what are divalent metal? Whose charge are 2 plus 2 excuse me, whose charge are plus 2. For example, Ca2 plus, we write Cu2 plus, Pb2 plus, Zn 2 plus, okay, Hg2 plus, Fe2 plus, Mg2 plus. So these are all divalent metals. Like that you can write in your copy, these are all divalent metal. Okay, I am showing you once to give you the idea that how we can write. See, already in the previous topic we have learned about how to write the formula. For example, say I am writing the formula of calcium oxide, Ca2 plus. Ca2 plus is the charge because calcium is a divalent metal. Okay, so Ca2 plus is the charge. Now write the formula O2 minus. Okay, then crisscross. Okay, you have to crisscross. Okay, so what will be the formula? Ca2O2, but 2 is the common factor we are getting here. So what we will write? CaO. So this is the formula of calcium oxide. Similarly, if you write copper oxide, Cu2 plus and O2 minus, then again you have to crisscross. Okay, the formula will become Cu2O2. So 2 is the common factor you are getting. Okay, so you will write CuO. So this is the formula of copper oxide. So all the metallic oxide of divalent, their formula will be also like this: FeO, ZnO, CuO, MgO, PbO, CaO, HgO, like this. Okay, yes, because they are, whenever you will write the formula, because both of their charges are plus 2 plus 2, now that crisscross method plus 2 will be the common factor and it will be cancelled out, right? So you will get the formula of metallic oxide in this format: FeO, ZnO, CuO. Okay, understood? Okay. Now sulfides. Similarly, what should be the formula of sulfides? Okay, see, in sulfides also, for example, I am writing the formula of calcium sulfide, Ca2 plus and S2 minus. S2 minus is the sulfide. So interchange or crisscross method, again you will get Ca2S2. So what is the 2 is the common factor, so you will write CaS. This is the formula of calcium sulfide. Similarly, you can also write iron sulfide, Fe2 plus S2 minus. So crisscross, right? Fe2S2, but 2 is the common factor, so we will write FeS. Okay, FeS. Understood? So like that, if you write the formula of the sulfide, okay, it will come like this: iron sulfide, zinc sulfide, copper sulfide, magnesium sulfide, lead sulfide, calcium sulfide, mercury sulfide. It will come like this. Okay, so this is the formulas of sulfides. Understood? These are the formula of sulfide. So here also you see no 2, 3, 4 is coming, is only metal formula side by side we are writing. These are the divalent metal. Remember, these are all divalent metal. Okay, if other metal we have taken, then the formula would have changed. Okay, I'm showing you by one example. For example, say if you take aluminium sulfide, so what should be the formula? Al3 plus, 3 plus is the charge on aluminium, and S2 minus. In that case the formula would have been different. Okay, so it would be Al2S3. Okay, this is the formula of aluminium sulfide, like that. Okay, or aluminium oxide, Al3 plus O2 minus. So what will be the formula of aluminium oxide? Tell me. Yes, Al2O3. Okay, see, there is no common factor. No common factor. 2 and 3, one is odd and one is even. One is even, here 2 is even and 3 is odd. So you cannot take as a common factor over here. So you have to write the formula like this only, Al2O3. Understood? But here we are getting common factor, so we can write the formula like this, CaS. Understood? Okay. So go through this formula and see, there is one table given, table 3.4, formula given, and the constituent elements are also given here. Okay, so go through those. See, water, formula H2O, constituent mean building particle. What are the building particle here? Hydrogen and oxygen. Similarly, common salt NaCl. Okay, what are the building particles of common salt? Yes, sodium and chlorine. So similarly like that it is given. Okay, washing soda also Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. So what are the building particles? Constituent particles are sodium, carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, so like that learn the formula with their names. Okay, learn the formula with their names. So I'm ending the video here. Okay, go through this, learn nicely. Okay, learn the formula nicely. Thank you.